Let's follow up and see how we did on the executing the war plan attack for number one. As you can see on this map, Dynamite Kits survived. We actually hit this guy 3 times and failed to bring him down. So let's see if we can learn from that. I think that Ghost Hitman was the first one to give it an attempt. Yep, here we go, and I think he did the best. All right, so he used a P.E.K.K.A. attack, as you can see here. Get rid of that. So you can see we've got 2 golems, 4 P.E.K.K.A.s. We always say that the go wipe attack, here there's a wizards for the go wipe, is a 2-star strategy. And in this case, it's a good thing he did it because the hog attacks did not succeed. So the first thing that we saw here is he managed to trigger 4 of these Tesla towers. And I think this is what ultimately undid all of the attacks, because those Teslas just chew through P.E.K.K.A.s, but they also messed up our hogs pretty good too. So he triggered those. Let's see, we'll go ahead and run this. Zoom out a little bit. You might remember that the recommendation was to get that lure, get everybody out of the clan castle, try to bring them over here, and then kill the queen and all the clan castle troops at the same time. That was the basis of the attack, and then to bring a bunch of hogs in on this side so they could work their way straight through the base over to the king. That was the original plan. Ghost is going to do this slightly different, and we'll go ahead and watch. I'm going to speed it up because I'm going to try to get through all 3 attacks without spending too much time. So we've got a pretty good attack on the enemy dragon here. Brings in his queen. Drops 4 P.E.K.K.A.s, spaces them out fairly well. They do end up clumping up a little bit, but it's always good to space those P.E.K.K.A.s out, because once you have 2 of them following each other, it kind of slows down your attack. They attack quickly by themselves. They don't attack any faster when they're together. So here he gets into the core of the base pretty well, frees it up so that his wizards are able to take down the clan castle. That guarantees him he's going to get 2 stars. As you can see, the queen hasn't been touched yet, so if we were to get through all of this mess over here, she would pretty much finish off any survivors. But this is a good attack to get 2 stars. If nothing else, it ensured us that we had at least 2 on the most difficult enemy base. So generally, you can win with that. You're not necessarily going to be perfect, but you don't need to be perfect to win most wars. All right, so 69%. Pretty good to have in the books to start off. And then I tried the attack using the hogs. Let's see, here we go. And as you from there, I only got 56%. Zoom out. All right, so we knew about the Teslas and the big bomb there, so I just triggered those with 1 hog, and then I sent another hog in here in order to get the lure. Now you can see I'm bringing everybody in down here. Take out the queen, put the rage in there just to make sure that we do double damage with as many people as we can in that area. So now that everything's being taken care of down there, pretty free to release all these hogs. And I threw extra ones up here because I knew those Tesla towers were going to be a little bit difficult to get through. But I totally underestimated them. You can see I've already placed a heal spell because I can see that my hogs are getting decimated. And right now I'm thinking, where are my hogs? I dropped a whole bunch of them. I'm going to pause for just a moment here. I'm thinking, okay, I even on a poor attack, I would have figured that my hogs would at least get to here before they got decimated. And as you can see, there's almost none left over here. Even though I had a heal spell down, I had a few operating in this area, so I dropped another heal spell to try to keep those guys alive. And right now, the attack is not looking good. I didn't drop all my hogs with that first wave. I left 5 because I figured when the hogs got to here and killed the king, I would need to have some cleanup troops that could hop over walls quickly. So my plan was to drop hogs around the outside here. But at this point, I'm panicking because my initial hog wave has already been pretty much destroyed. So I drop in some more hogs here to see if I can't get a little bit more going. But you can see it's just a disaster all around because we just completely underestimated the power of those 4 Teslas over in the corner. So here you can see where get rid of that. I dropped my 5 spare hogs here. They're working in here. Now I'm going to drop another heal spell just to try to give them a little bit more life in here. My king is coming around, so he's going to help with those Teslas. And the wizards were there. It would have been good to bring in some meat shield here early on with some wizards to take on those Teslas. They're easy to get to, so why waste the jumping ability of your hogs on those? So should have thought that out a little bit more. But as you can see, 1 star and didn't even get to the town hall. So that was a failure. I think what would have been better in this attack is to have placed well, first of all, do the little meat shield thing here and get rid of those Teslas with some giants and some wizards. And then drop all of the hogs in a clump. Because we know that there's no spring traps, there's no double bombs, there's nothing in there. So if we put a clump of hogs in here and allow them to move through the base, then we can start dropping heal spells wherever that clump is, and the heals will actually heal more hit points because they're healing all of the hogs. Instead of spreading them out across that long wave where the heals only did a little bit of help on some hogs here, and then a little bit here, and then the second one was here because it was a complete failure. Sometimes it's okay to clump those hogs together when you know there's not a lot of traps or double bombs that are going to kill all of them. So lesson learned on that. I think the biggest problem was undervaluating the Teslas and spreading the hogs out. This is a good base to just clump them up in one big spot and let them tear through and just lead them with lead your heals in front of whatever direction they're going. All right, so let's now take a look and see if our friend Randy did any better. He was the 3rd attack. After having seen those 2 attacks, he had a little bit more data to go on. Okay, let's see. This is towards the end of the war. Fortunately, it looked like we already had the war won, but all right, let's see. So go ahead and start that up. So here we go. He drops his giant here in order to get the lure. Then he's going to start dropping troops over here. So trigger that big bomb. At this point, it looks a lot like the attack that I did. You can see his army composition very similar. It's mostly hogs. His king went this direction, whereas mine went this direction. Now, he does a much better job of clumping his hogs up, as you can see. He dropped them all pretty much in this area, so they're moving as a group. So this is much better. So far, they're going through the base pretty well. They've got all the point defenses eliminated around that town hall. He's leading them pretty well with his heal spells. But watch what's happening over here. Look at how those Teslas are just tearing everybody apart on that side. Now up at this side, the hogs are walking through the king. Now because we didn't have 2 waves, they don't stop to get the king. They're just going to keep moving right on. So he's staying alive. Now fortunately he's on the side edge, so he's not going to follow, he isn't going to follow them all the way over here. You see he already backed off, but there weren't many hogs left. So he did a lot better, a lot better. If we would have addressed this, I think he would have cleared that base. He was able to get his queen through the wall so she can at least take out the town hall. So he gets the 2 stars as well. But we did not clear it with 3. So again, lessons learned. Clumping the hogs was a better move, but we've got to address, whenever you see consolidated Teslas like that, you got to have a plan for them because they just do so much damage in a small area. They only take up a 4x4 space, so you can fit a lot of them in an area, whereas if those were 4 cannons, they'd be spread out a lot more. I wouldn't be able to do as much concentrated firepower. So I would say those were the lessons learned from this base, which we'll try to remember in the future.